Hello, hello.
Aiden,
What's
Hello.
up, guys? Hey,
how are you?
I'm super well. I'm very happy and grateful to be here. I've been following you for a long time. I just want to say real quick, it's super funny that you brought up Patient Pig because I'm the hollow owner of Pig,
No,
so it's pretty
no,
legit. It's like
Aiden,
destiny.
Aiden, Aiden,
I
brother, that is the
know what
hot.
you're up to, my friend. I know what you're up
Bro,
to.
you've got a very good read of me. I'm very impressed.
I
And
bought it
and
as soon as it
Aiden,
launched.
when the project launched, did you realize that hollows were going to be the best spectacular, or no?
I had a gut feeling it would, only because of uh, card collecting and that element.
You thought
Holographic
hollow was
cards.
going to outshine.
Right.
Good for you, man. I cannot believe you have that. I would argue that hologram patient pig is oof, big. Good shit,
First
brother.
ever,
What
right? And
question do you got?
so,
It's a big one.
yeah, I am very happy that Vic stuck around for this because the question I was excited to ask you, but I'm really excited to ask Victor now.
Please.
So I'm a very strong believer that adversity is the unlock to really becoming your best, right? Reaching your best potential. As you can see, I'm like physically disabled. I've faced humongous adversity in my life, and it's allowed me to reach goals that I never thought possible. So my question is, what role do you feel adversity has played in your mental framework development as well as your success?
I love that. Victor, please go first.
That's a beautiful question. I think now I don't get shy talking to anyone because I'm like, well, when I was little, I was screamed at all day by my family, and they didn't accept me as my person and my identity. And at this point, I'm like, shoot, if I grew up and had to deal with all this from my own family, I don't care what
Right.
anyone has to say to me. I'm gonna just live and be me because I'm so tired of growing up and having to hide how I felt in my heart. So that's definitely, yeah, adversity has made me who I am, honestly.
Do you think your art would be as great as it is without that adversity?
Honestly, no, because I started making art as an escape from the adversity. So
Truth.
art, it's crazy how that all happens in life.
Yeah, and listening to Fewocious' story and Aiden obviously getting a sense, and again, if you're listening on the podcast, Aiden went on screen and Aiden, what is your situation?
I have a neuromuscular disease called spinal muscular atrophy, and essentially your muscles just die over time.
Yep.
So I'm fully capable mentally and aware. I run my own marketing agency. I'm an entrepreneur. I love biz dev. That's why I follow you, of course. So yeah,
Yeah. So when I it's incredibly clear to me, in my opinion, of the situation of the three of us, that I have the least adversity in my youth of us three. But like what's probably going through both of your minds, adversity is a very personal journey,
agreed.
and you know, I always, I have a lot of people, I have a lot of people that I try to get out of the reverse of what all three of us emerged from our adversities. We had, I think all three of us, there's two ways to, respond to it. And I think they're both pretty extreme. It's a level of feeling like a victim and just being really sad about it. And there's a level of it being fuel. And, for me, it's an incredible driver. It's just an incredible driver. Um, you know, Growing up my whole life and basically every adult around me besides my mom telling me that I wasn't winning because I was so bad at school, um, and not really having any place of you know that affirmation from like what you were supposed to do. I think it's been really fun for me to share my report card occasionally because I think when people hear that I say I'm a bad student, they see my level of success and they think I'm saying C's. And like my, when you're a kid, when you're 14 and a grown-up teacher is telling you you're going to be a loser when you grow up,
Right.
like it lands, meaning like their words carry a lot more weight, but it never really penetrated me, and it kept building and building and building. and for me, you've heard this from me because you follow me. Like adversity is the foundation of success. I really believe
Sure.
that for anybody who's had success. I really believe that. I think it's really hard to be hungry when you're fed. I think adversity. I actually believe, Aiden, that so much of what our society struggles with is the last 30, 40 years in modern American society, we've tried to eliminate adversity from our children. Obviously
100%.
not everybody, can't say that in front of Victor, has a different family experience, but many millions of well-intending parents have gotten very high on things like 8th place trophies or going to school and fighting for their kids, and really, in my opinion, creating a culture that has created, zoo animals, right? Just not able to, I say that from the standpoint of not being able to play in the wild, right? There's a lot of people that hit 22 and, want their parents to continue to be their financial and emotional stability, and it gets hard and resentment starts kicking in. And so I feel like adversity is such a gift. I think accountability is such a gift.
I agree. I have really big ambitions built around adversity with my future. I want to do a lot of things like public speaking and helping others and being a figure. But before I do that, I told myself I would build a successful company before going in that direction, because I don't want people to just look at me and say, "Oh, this guy's in a wheelchair, he's inspirational." I want them to see what I've built
I think
as the entry point.
I think it's a massive play. I think all of us, and when I say all of us, the market would have absolutely accepted you
I agree.
as a motivation, as having such a severe outcome. I don't know. What's the math around your condition, Aiden? Do you know?
It varies. I mean, I'm pretty healthy.
Mhm.
I have like I can breathe fine, no organ issues. I mean, just people who live in their 50s, 60s, 70s. There's actually treatments for my disease coming out that is not really a cure, but more of a preventative thing.
It's awesome.
I have very macro goals, brother. Like that's 10, 20 years down the road. And I have a real big
I
gut
love
feeling
it.
that me and you will do stuff in that realm.
You know what? You're winning me over by the second. You said something. This last thing that you just said was massive to me. What I was going to say before I kind of sidetracked myself is the world, just you being this mindset against your reality would have landed with all of us. The fact that you
Right.
took it to a totally different place and said, fuck that, I'm going to execute. And it's why this is where, I probably connect with you so much and you with me. I love being motivational, but I've run a company every day of my life since I was 22. I'm an operator. I'm a business builder.
Same.
Like when people are like, he's a motivational speaker, I'm like, running a 1,500 person, $300 million revenue business that I built from fucking scratch after I built a huge business for my dad, while I did this, while I did Resi,
Right.
while I did Empathy Wines, while I did V-Friends, while I wrote 5 New York Times bestselling books, while. And so, and what's great about that is still 50% of the people ask, like, what does Gary Vee do? They just think I'm on TikTok and Instagram, And so that I admire that tremendously from you, and I'm looking forward to building our relationship, my man.
Love it. Appreciate it.
Cheers to you.
Wait, last
You're
thing.
awesome.
Do you
Oh,
ever
yes,
plan
please.
to build? Do you ever plan to build a V-friend around adversity?
It's
You have to
funny.
think about it now.
I have. What's funny? I have such a big passion towards adversity that, my doodling. I'm very inspired by Fewocious. Like my doodling
Same.
is not confined just to my V-Friends. It'll be interesting to see where I go with my stuff over time. But adversity is a very big theme for me, and yes, I definitely have some thoughts.
All right, be thinking of me when you do it.
I will, Aiden. We'll talk soon.
Later, my
Cheers.
friend. Later, Vic.
Bye. Victor, final thoughts on a great podcast. Let's make sure everybody's aware of what you got going on, and anything else you want them to know, and then parting shots.
First of all, I'm just really inspired by what Aiden said. I'm like, oh my god, that was so cool. That was awesome.
Amazing.
But currently, I'm in the middle of a Christie's auction. I just had a nifty gateway launch like 30 minutes ago, and it went amazing. And honestly, I'm just thankful to be here and to talk to you, Gary, again. You've been a huge inspiration, and I'm feeling very grateful for everyone watching right now and listening. Yeah.
I love you, buddy. Everybody,
you.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope everyone is super well, and we'll see you soon. One last time, Victor Fewocious, thank you so much for your contributions. I think this is one of the best podcasts I've ever done between our 5 guests, Aiden especially, you. I think I was in the right mindset. I just felt like it's a great show.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.